My girlfriend cheated on me and is now losing it because I have a friends with benefits relationship with her stepmother's youngest sister while she thought I was reconciling and trying to repair our relationship. I'm not seeking advice or comment, but I just had to get my thoughts out. Some may hate me for what I'm about to tell you, others may not, but I don't care either way. I am a 33M who was in a relationship with my girlfriend 30F. For this post, I will refer to her as May. I met May while I was attending college after my 4 years of military service. I was attracted to her from day one but didn't say anything to her because even though she was 2 years ahead of me, I was older than her because of my service time and it just felt awkward to me. We ended up getting together when she approached me on campus asking me if I was shy or something because I never talked to anyone. I didn't do anything but laugh the comment off. Now I will say that I am far from shy and had a little bit of a reputation as a player during my time in the military. Let's just say I never lacked female company during that time. We ended spending a lot of time together over the next few weeks and stamped it as a BF/GF relationship on her birthday. Everything was fine. She graduated and moved back home to work as a teacher, which was only about an hour from our university. We still spent most of our free time together and I actually met her entire family over that time and I feel that things were looking up. Fast forward to me graduating and getting work in her hometown and we got us a place to live together. Shit was still fine, so I thought. D-Day happened when I was giving one of my coworkers a ride home from work because his car wouldn't start and he lived near the school where my girlfriend worked. After dropping him off, I called my GF to see if she had left the school yet and she said that she was there grading papers and would be home late. This conversation is happening just as I pulled into the faculty parking lot where I didn't see her car. I told her that I was in the neighborhood and was stopping by and she told me to just go home because she was busy and really wanted to get her work done because she wanted to have free time for me later this week. I knew she was lying, so I just said okay and went home. She came home about an hour after I got home like nothing was wrong and said that she was sorry for not seeing me at the school. That night I tried to initiate sex with her to see how she would respond and of course she said she was tired but said I should set up a date night for us that weekend. I was pissed because I knew what was happening deep down inside. I agreed and went to sleep. The next morning when she was in the shower I checked her phone and found a sketchy text conversations with some dude named Ray. The texts were illogical and it seemed as if some of the messages had been deleted. I said nothing, showered, and went to work. The rest of the week she inquired about our date night and I played along saying I had something special lined up for us and that it was a surprise. Friday rolls around and I took a day off from work and had flowers sent to her at the school with a note saying I can't wait until this special weekend. She sent me a text saying that she loved me and was excited as well. That night when she came home I had the lights off and candles burning in the living room. I also had my bags packed sitting by the door and my computer and electronics loaded in my car. When she came home she was giddy as a schoolgirl seeing my bags and asking us where we were going. I then told her that I was leaving and I knew about Ray. She started crying and confessing that it was just that one time. I just thought, damn, that was easy, she's spilling the beans, and I didn't even really have proof other than a few text messages that didn't prove that she was cheating. At that point I asked her why and she said because he was always really nice to her and made her feel good about herself. She then asked if we could work things out and I said I didn't know but I needed to get away from her for a while and would think on it. Then I left. I checked into an extended stay hotel and might have shed a tear or two but was also thankful that I caught her before I was married to her or had kids. I went on about my business and started hanging out with friends from work, but I did still text back and forth with my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend. I was invited to an open mic night at a comedy club with one of my coworkers where I ran into my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend's stepmother's little sister, who I'll call Amy, and she remembered me from a family get-together that my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend took me to. We chatted for a while and even talked about my situation a bit. I asked her where her date was and she told me she didn't have one, which was shocking to me because she was absolutely gorgeous. My coworker hooked up with a female and left me alone with Amy, and we had a really great time because we both enjoy watching stand-up comedy shows and exchanged numbers to attend another show in a neighboring city on Thursday. I was still in contact with my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend, only letting her know how I felt and that I was still hurt and I hated her and loved her at the same time. To make a long story short, me and Amy went to the show, laughed, had a great time and too much to drink, and ended up back in my hotel room and magic happened. She put it on me in a way I will never forget. I've never had sex that amazing in my life and I have been around the world. I was officially pee-whipped. We started a friends with benefit relationship after I moved into an apartment in the bad part of town since the apartment was cheap, and after about a month somehow my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend found out and went nuts. She called me crying, cursing, and threatening me. She got her dad and stepmom involved and her dad started threatening me as well. I warned him if I even see him anywhere in my vicinity I will knock his old ass out, and that all of this is his daughter's fault. All she had to do was be faithful to me and I would have loved and cherished her for a lifetime. He then said he did not know she was unfaithful and understood my being angry, but it was in poor taste for me to FCK her aunt. I told him it was her step-aunt and that once she cheated it was up to me to decide whether to forgive her and move on with her as if it didn't happen or move on from her because it did happen. He then said that he respected my decision and apologized for threatening me, and we hung up. My now ex-GF still texts me every day. I respond when I can and I am still getting my jollies off with Amy because I'm addicted to it like a drug or something. I'll enjoy going to the clubs with her and laughing at the jokes. In my time in service I saw too many good men getting cheated on by spouses or girlfriends, and some bounced back stronger and some didn't. I always believed that I can't make someone be a liar and a cheat just like I can't stop them from being a liar or a cheat. Getting cheating on hurt me, but it didn't kill me. I still love May, but not as a GF or even a friend, but just as a flawed human being. But aren't we all a little flawed? I won't freeze her out. I'm over it, and I'm also over her as far as a romantic partner of GF. Moving on to story 2. AITA for laughing at my ex when he got dumped? Okay, hear me out first. The title may make me seem like an asshole, but I have me reasons. This story is a little basic and I'm sorry if it's a little disappointing. So a while back, I was interested in a guy that was in my ex's friend group. Let's call the ex Tom and the guy I was interested in Luke. At that time, I was decently friends with Tom, and so I asked him about Luke's name over text, which is when he started showing some signs of interest in me. He would use kissy face emojis, when he usually doesn't, and say things such as "I'll sew it for you," or "only if you're doing it then I will." Apparently, according to my friend who was asking him about this, he had become interested in me after his father brought up that it was time for him to get a girlfriend, and so he started liking me. Now I wasn't overly interested in him. I liked him as a friend and thought he was cool, but never liked him romantically, but I thought I'd give him a chance. When he asked me out, I said yes, thinking that I would give him a chance, and he suddenly became very close, messaging me nearly every 5 minutes and touchy. I'm not a big PDA person and I'm not that comfortable with him touching me. I was a bit uncomfortable with this, and so I told him, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable with going this fast yet. Is it all right to slow down a bit?" or something along the lines of that. Maybe I made a crappy move by telling him over text, but after I did that, he became very, very distant. At that point, I was still putting in effort to talk to him and message him. I would text him things like "good morning," or "good afternoon," "how was your day," and "good night, sleep well," and I would only receive messages late at night, or sometimes no messages at all. He then started ghosting me, stating that he was too busy playing games or didn't have time to check his phone, while I was still putting in effort and talking to him. One day, he broke up with me, saying that we should start over as friends as he doesn't see anything happening, implying that he wanted to date again. I agreed and we remained friendly after the breakup. I felt bad as he wasn't talking to me, and so I reached out to him asking if he was okay and how he was doing. He didn't reply to me until 5 days later, stating that he was okay and was too busy checking his phone. At this point, a week had passed since the breakup, and in this week, guess what my ex did? This man got another girlfriend. Right after he broke up with me, like the day after, he started hanging out and being really close and touchy with this other girl in my friend group. I was angry and a bit upset, not because I liked him and thought he cared about me, but I was angry as I felt like I was just there for the title of dating and I felt taken advantage of. I was still nice to my ex. I would wave or say hi to him whenever I bumped into him, trying to keep things civil while he just basically ignored me and gave me weird looks that felt condescending. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it doesn't matter here. So Tom and his new GF has been dating for a month or so. Some say that it's only been a week, but they've been close and touchy for way longer than that, and so recently, Tom's GF had dumped him for her ex. When I heard about this, I laughed because I thought, damn, this man cannot hold a relationship, and at this point I did not feel any remorse for him at all after my experience with him, and my friends just stared at me weirdly when I laughed. Thinking back, I felt a little bad, so am I the asshole for laughing? Thanks for tuning in to today's story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. Love diving into more stories like these? Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest uploads. And hey, if you know someone who'd love these stories, be sure to share this video with them. Stay tuned for more amazing stories coming your way soon.